Welcome to this short, roughly 10 minutes or so yoga flow for those days where you just feel fidgety and restless and disconnected from your body. So come with me to the top of the mat, just get yourself settled, walk out the fidgets a little bit, move your arms, move your legs. Lovely, we're going to take a nice big stretch all the way up and then bring it all the way down into a forward fold. Hands on the mat if you can. You can bend your knees as much as you need to make this accessible. And then all we're going to do is take a nice gentle twist. So with your left hand firmly planted on the mat or on a block if the mat's out of reach, we're just going to take our right hand up, so bending deeply into the left knee here, stretching up. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat. Inhale, take your left hand all the way up, bending through the right knee. Exhale, take your left hand down, right hand up as you inhale. Then come through that again, bending through the right knee, take the left hand up. Lovely, bring both hands back down towards the ground. Grab hold of opposite elbows here and just hang your head and just allow gravity and the weight of your big old head to start stretching all the way through the spine here. You can gently sway from side to side. Fidgets are absolutely fine and good throughout this practice. And then bring your hands down towards the mat, flat on the mat if you can, and then take your feet to the back and gently drop your knees. We're going to set ourselves up in a nice tabletop position. So you want your hands to be under your shoulders and your elbows in a nice straight line, and your knees under your hips. Doesn't have to be perfect, don't worry about it. We're just going to come through some cat-cow movements. So as you drop the belly, bring your chest through your shoulders. Inhale to look up, and then exhale to push the ground away. So almost as though you're pushing through the mat with your hands. That nice deep curve in your spine as you're pulling your navel up towards your spine. Inhale, come all the way back through. Stick your bum in the air. Take any wriggles that feel nice in your body here, and then exhale to come back into that curved spine cat position. And then I always like to just close my eyes here and just wriggle out the kinks as you move through any kind of spinal waves, some hip circles. Maybe you want to come out over your wrists a little bit. Just do what feels nice for you. Take a couple of moments just to move your body. And then come back to a neutral position. We're just going to start mucking about with our balance here a little bit. So if you start by taking your right foot to the back of the mat, ground down through your right hand, and then take your left hand up and out in front, and then start to lift your right toes, whole foot away from the mat. Lovely. And then bring everything back to the start position, and then do the same thing on the other side. So you can take your foot straight up this side. So it's left foot up, right hand up. Just these opposite movements are what's going to bring our brain back in line, remind us that we are in our bodies, and also start to play with our proprioception, which is our idea of where we are in space. For those of us, especially those of us with ADHD, that can often be a challenge, which is why we often find ourselves tripping over our feet or bumping into door frames. And a yoga practice like this can just remind us of where we are in space. So just a few more rounds of this. Lefts, rights, rights, lefts. Try not to think about it too much. And then just an extra little add-on. Next time you take your right leg out and your left arm out, see if you want to bend through the right knee and then take your left arm all the way round to the back, and just see if that foot is in reach of the hand. Maybe you can grab it. If you do grab hold of it, you can start doing this push-pull action. So you're pulling your foot at the same time as pushing your foot with your hand, if that makes any sense at all. You'll know what I mean when you get there. Push-pull. Lovely. Release it all gently back down. We're not overdoing anything at this stage. Swap to the other side. So right arm up, left arm behind, bending through the left knee, and then take the right hand round, grab hold of the foot, pushing into the hand while you're pulling the foot away. Lovely, and then release that. Bring everything back down into this tabletop position. Tuck your toes, and then you're just going to really gently send your hips up and back in space into a downward facing dog position. So your hips are high, you're pushing the mat away with your hands, and then just walking out through your feet here. So don't worry too much about anything else other than how this feels right now in your body. So I like to walk it out to stretch through the backs of the legs and then come to a little bit of stillness. Your feet do not, or your heels do not need to be on the ground, but just think about that action of pushing your heels down towards the ground. You can have your knees bent if that adds a bit more sensation. Just find a little bit of stillness. And then keeping with that theme of opposite sides, I want you to ground down through your left hand and just see if you can come onto the tips of your fingers on the right hand. And then if you have your balance, maybe you can start to take that right hand off the mat. And what we're going to do is aim to find a bit of contact with our left leg. So you might reach the thigh, you might reach the shin, you maybe can reach the ankle, and then turn to look under your left shoulder. It's a deep, twisty stretch here, and there's a bit of balance involved. So do what you can do. And then release your right hand back down to the mat. Give yourself a moment to ground. And then grounding through right hand, we're going to lift left fingers away, maybe the whole of the left hand, and we start to reach towards the right leg. Remember, we can be here, we can be here, maybe we're at the ankle, and you can just use that grip on your leg to bring yourself to look under your right armpit. Lovely, bring it all back. Right, we can either carry on moving through this, or for a little bit more of a challenge. It's fun, trust me, and you might fall over, so make sure there's some space around you. I would say bring your feet in a little bit closer and turn your toes out. It's just going to give you a little bit more stability. And then we'll start with the right leg. Lift the right leg up, bend through the knee. We don't have to do anything crazy here, but we can just start to lift the left hand away from the mat like we've just done. And maybe putting all of these movements together, we can reach for that right foot. Hold it for a few breaths. And then gently release. Bring the hand back down, bring the foot back down. Give yourself a moment. And then same thing on the other side. So lift your left leg up, bend the knee. Make sure you've got your balance. Lift your right fingers, maybe the hand away. See if you've got room to reach back and grab for that toe. Take a few moments here. Just enjoy the sensation. Lovely, and then bring everything back down to the mat. Take it back out to your version of downward facing dog. You can either stay here for a few breaths in stillness, or you can keep it a bit more fidgety and active. It's all good. And eventually what we're going to do is look towards the front of the mat and just take as many steps as you need to bring yourself all the way forward. You can soften and bow your head when you get to the front, and then bring yourself all the way up to standing. Take your arms up high for a stretch, and then bring your arms back down by your side. Okay, we're going to start balancing on one leg. You might wobble, I might wobble, we might fall over. It's all good. Find a wall, use the wall if you need to. So we're going to start by standing on our left leg and lifting our right knee. So lift your right knee and squeeze it into the chest. Just make sure you've got your balance. And then we're really going to start to play with those opposite directions, twisting and balance. So we're going to grab hold of the right knee with the left hand, okay? So your left hand's on the outside of your right knee. And then really gently, really slowly, we're going to send our right arm all the way to the back of the room. We can either stay here, or you can start to take your gaze to look back towards your thumb. Lovely. Now, if this is super easy and you want a little bit more of a challenge, whew, maybe not, you can bring your hand to the outside, so left hand to the outside of your right foot, and start to work towards extending the right leg, and then take your gaze to the back. Bring everything back in and down. Give your feet a little bit of a walk out. And then we're going to try the same thing on the other side. So grounding down through your right leg, bring your left knee up in towards your chest. Take a few moments to check your balance this side. Always, as I like to say, be curious about the differences between sides. And then we're going to take right hand to the outside of the left knee. Oh, I'm very wobbly today. Left hand to the back. Maybe you can take your gaze to look back at your left hand. And then if you're super happy here and you want to add on a little bit, you can reach for the outside of the left foot with your right hand and then maybe work towards extending that leg. Bring everything back in, knee towards chest. Bring your foot down to the floor. Lovely. And then we're going to take our arms up for a big stretch. Inhale and then exhale to fold forward. Hands flat on the mat, so bend your knees if you need to. And then we're going to take our right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the right knee, untuck the toes, and we're going to bring ourselves up into a lunge. Lovely. And then we're going to twist again. So we're going to take our right hand over towards the back of the mat. Left hand comes forward. Take your gaze to the back. Lovely. Inhale to bring it all up to center. And then turn to the other side. So left hand goes back, right hand goes forward. Look towards your left thumb. Inhale. Do one more of these. Inhale to center. Exhale. Right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale. Both hands to the ground. Tuck your toes. Lift the knee, look forward, step your right foot forward to meet your left foot. So we're in a halfway lift at the top of the mat, and then send your left leg to the back, left foot to the back. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe, bring yourself up, and then we're in this low lunge on the other side. And we'll do the same thing again. So this time we're turning to the left, so right hand forward, left hand back, turning to look towards your left thumb to start with. Inhale back to center, exhale. Right hand to the back, left hand forward. Inhale, left hand back, right hand forward. Inhale, exhale, take your right hand to the back, left hand forward. Inhale, take it up for a stretch, take your hands down. Again, untuck the back toe, lift the back knee, look forward. We're going to step forward. We're in a halfway lift when we get to the top, and then we're just going to bend and fold into a forward fold, and then unfurl yourself, come all the way up from the soles of your feet, unbending the spine, looking up maybe towards your hands when you get to the top, and then release. Lovely. We're going to do one more round of this, but we're going to slightly add on. So inhale to come up, exhale to come all the way forward into a forward fold, hands flat on the mat, so bend your knees if you need to, pushing the mat away with your hand to give you room to take your right leg, right foot to the back of the mat. But this time we're going to leave that knee lifted, and then using all of your balance, we're going to bring ourselves up into a high lunge. Now this might be quite wobbly, so expect the wobbles, it's all good, but slowly and with control. We're going to take right hand to the back of the mat, left hand to the front. Maybe we can peek out and look at that right thumb. Inhale to bring it all the way back up. Exhale to take left hand to the back, right hand to the front. Inhale to come back up. Right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale back up. Left hand back, right hand forward. Inhale to come back up, stretching up as you inhale. Exhale to bring your hands forward to the front of the mat. Looking forward, step your right foot up to meet your left, halfway lift, and then soften and fold again. Inhale back to halfway, hands on the mat if you can, pushing the mat away with your hands to give you room to take your left foot to the back of the mat. And again, leave that knee lifted at the back this time and bring yourself up into high lunge. Lovely. Inhale and then exhale. Oh, she wobbles, to turn and send your left hand to the back, right hand to the front. Inhale to bring it forwards. Swap to the other side, right hand to the back, left hand to the front. I'm amazed I've got my lefts and rights correct all the way through, so do let me know if I haven't, or don't. Take your left to the back, right to the front. Inhale, right to the back, left to the front. Inhale to the center. Take a nice big stretch up before we exhale. Take our hands forward. Push through the mat to give yourself room this time to take your right foot to the very back of the mat. We're in plank. We're going to drop to the knees and then bring ourselves down to the ground. You can rest your chin, or your cheek, sorry, on the mat. Might be quite nice to take your arms out in front and rest the side of your head on your hands. Just grounding here. And then bring your hands back under your shoulders. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to bring ourselves back up to hands and knees, and then take your knees out to the side of the mat, toes together. Bring yourself back into a child's pose. Take 5 good breaths here in your child's pose. And then breathe in through the nose as deeply as you can. And then open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and all the air out of your body, lion's breath. Inhale through the nose, and then as you exhale, wide open mouth, tongue sticking out. One more of those. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale all the air out of your body, tongue sticking out. Make a stupid noise. Let everything sink into the ground. Give yourself a moment here. And then bring yourself all the way up to seated, sitting on your knees if you can. Hands to heart center. Bow your head. And you can get on with your day.